Welcome to the Mystic Media channel. I'm your host, Rabina Rastavan, aka The Realist Astrologer. And today I'm going to do a brief video on this Rob Kardashian Blac Chyna fiasco. So most of you guys probably already know, if you've been keeping up with the latest tabloid issues. Rob Kardashian posted some text and also photos of Blac Chyna, him basically crying, talking about she's cheating on me in front of my daughter with this guy, and this guy is trying to get me to give him money, and I gave her $250,000 of jewelry, and this is how she treats me, or whatever. So this video is not really about his relationship with Blac Chyna, although it does contribute to it. It's more so about him and who he is as a man. So after looking at his chart, I could see why he takes such a passive role in this relationship and also in life in general, it seems. Now, he was born March 17th, 1987, which makes him a Pisces. That alone can make someone rather passive, but that's not all there is to it. He also has Sun square Saturn, which can make him rather passive. A lot of times with Sun square Saturn, there's something that you are restraining about yourself, something that you are restricting about with yourself. You're very controlled, and sometimes you might even be controlled by people external people, or like in his case, a lot of times it's his own family. So with Sun square Saturn, a lot of times you're not free to express who you really are. Now, his Saturn's in Sagittarius, which deals with freedom and also deals with the truth. He also has Sun square Uranus, which can also make it hard for him to express who he really is. And there's something about him where he feels alienated from others. So Sun square Uranus can just make him feel like he's just different in some type of way, and perhaps he's not able to freely express that part of him that feels different or that feels so unique. Also, he has his Sun in quincunx to the Moon. In a man's chart in particular, that could deal with issues with women, where he feels like he constantly has to make these adjustments in order to be in harmonious relationships with women. His Moon is in Libra. It also deals with Sun quincunx Moon also deals with his situation with his family, where his family wields a lot of control over him, especially his mother, Kris Kardashian, or Kris Jenner. Then he has Mars square Venus. That's not good for relationships. A lot of times people who have Mars square Venus, they can't be in harmonious relationships. It's always some type of conflict going on, or always some type of trade-off. Now, the real reason, or the main reason why he's so passive and why he entered into this relationship with Blac Chyna and where he's being played for a fool is he has his South Node at the 12th degree of Libra, and is making a square to his Neptune in Capricorn. Now, South Node and Libra people, a lot of times their life is not their own or totally up to their own will. And that's because they are so relationship oriented that they often put their life in the hands of others, or they allow themselves to be heavily influenced by others. And with his South Node in Libra, he will get into relationships just for the sake of being in a relationship or for keeping up with appearances. His Mars in Taurus makes him very superficial. It makes him very concerned about his outward appearance. And then with his Venus in Aquarius, that makes him not really geared towards traditional relationships. There's something very alternative about his approach to relationships. And it can cause him to attract women that are just in it for what they can get. Women that have a huge sense of entitlement to his money, hence the Mars square Venus. So it's no wonder why he got with Blac Chyna. But what is the real reason why he got with Blac Chyna? Now, in my professional opinion, because of that South Node and square to his Neptune in Capricorn, he's trying to hide something. He's using a relationship to mask who he really is. Now, Neptune is conjoined to the asteroid Diana, and that deals with you hunting for something, you searching for something, or you being hunted. Now, in his case, with his relationship with Blac Chyna and other past relationships, it appears that with this Neptune square his South Node, he's hunting for women to be his cover, or to mask who he really is, or to appease others. So South Node and Libra people are very people pleasing, and they will do things just to please others, even if it deals with self negation or denying certain aspects of yourself, and that's exactly what he's doing. Now, his south node is also conjoined to the asteroid Proserpina, and that deals with you being taken underground or being taken under, or it can even deal with like where you're not being who you really are. There's something that's being cloaked, something that's underground. So that could deal with him getting into relationships just to cover who he is. So he'll be in a relationship for a certain period of time, because Proserpina deals with being locked down for a certain period of time, just to portray this image of being a traditional relationship person. Now, he also has Neptune conjoined to the fixed star Fasces, which could deal with situations where you're trying to cover things up, and it can lead to accidents, and it can lead to serious upsets, and where you get taken under by people who do not have your best interests at heart. Now, the interesting thing is his North Node is in Aries, which means that in this lifetime, he is supposed to grow some balls. He's supposed to have a backbone. He's supposed to be more independent, less dependent upon relationships, and he's supposed to be more manly, basically step into his manhood. Because Aries deals with maleness, manhood, masculinity, all that. Aries also deals with sex. So the interesting thing is his North Node is conjoined to the asteroid Sappho. The asteroid Sappho deals with same-sex relationships, and it could be an indicator of homosexuality in a person's chart. So with his Sappho being conjoined to his North Node in Aries, it looks like in this lifetime he could actually be gay. But with his Sun square Uranus in particular, also Sun square Saturn, which deals with his reputation and control, he's not comfortable with his sexuality. But in this lifetime, he is supposed to be comfortable with his sexuality. He is supposed to stand firm on who he really is, and he's not supposed to allow outside influences to dictate who he's supposed to be. But with that South Node in Libra square his Neptune, he has a hard time breaking away from those outside influences, and he will use a relationship as a cover or as an illusion, because Neptune deals with illusions, Neptune deals with lies, deception, all of that, masquerading, charade. He will use a relationship as a charade to cover up who he really is, which in my opinion, he's a gay male, he's attracted to men, but he has a hard time admitting that, and he has a hard time coming out and being who he really is. So, he has it pretty bad, and with his Sun in Pisces, he's just naturally prone to be secretive and to hide things. And one of the dark manifestations of Pisces is to be a liar, or like a chameleon, where you can change up and portray this image that's really false, or even being a fraud. Now, like I said, I'm not going to get deep into his relationship with Blac Chyna, but just know that it was set up for failure from the very beginning, and she's definitely wielding the power and control, as most of you guys can already see. But the interesting thing is, her Neptune is in square to his South Node in Libra, his North Node in Aries, so that duplicates the aspect in his natal chart, which shows that he chose her as a cover for who he really is. Also, she has other aspects that echo his natal, like her Uranus is in square to his Sun. Also, her Saturn is in square to his Sun. And also, like I said, with the Neptune in square to his North Node and South Node. So she's basically his beard, in my opinion. And with this recent scandal that has surfaced with him leaking these photos and the text messages and stuff, that's just basically him playing a role. He's a natural actor. He knows how to fake the funk. And he's doing this to remain relevant. Or I would even speculate that the Kardashian Klan put him up to this just so they can stay in the media. And also, Blac Chyna probably doesn't have a problem with it, because with her, any publicity is good publicity, even if it's bad publicity. Now, he's born on the 17th. 17 breaks down to 8. That's a karmic number, but it's also a number of Capricorn, Saturn energy. And with that energy, he's very concerned about his reputation. But with 17, there's a 7 in that number, and 7 deals with secrecy. So a lot of times with 17 people, they may be really good they might try to portray this image like they're upstanding on the outside, or like they're normal, or like they're just a traditional type of person. But with 17s, there's always something that they're hiding beneath the surface. And with Rob Kardashian, it appears to be his sexuality. So, and his life path is a 9, which is Aries Mars energy, which shows that, again, with his North Node in Aries, that coincides with the 9 numerology. He's supposed to be more of a man, or he's supposed to express who he really is. He's supposed to be more independent, stand up for himself, have a backbone, grow some balls, and possibly admit that he is attracted to men. So that's just my take on Rob Kardashian. And with Blac Chyna's moon in Pisces conjoined to her north node in Pisces, she really did her Elfin magic on him, or she contributed to the cover-up by using her Elfin magic. She does look like a little elf. So it worked out well, but with all the challenging aspects that they got between them, he's probably going to end up getting more than what he bargained for. He's probably going to end up having to pay much more money out to maintain that secret. And he may not have even disclosed to her about his sexuality, but he's just using her as a cover. But she probably suspects it anyway, because she got some Gemini energy. She's a Taurus, but she got Gemini energy, and then she got that moon in Pisces. So she has a bunch of secrets. Moon conjunct North Node in Pisces. So she's holding a lot of secrets. So I wouldn't be surprised if she already knows, or if she doesn't know, it still doesn't matter, because she was just in it for the money anyway, and to be attached to that Kardashian name. So peace, many blessings. Also, I recently created a Facebook group called Real Talk Astrology. So if you have a love for astrology, please join this group. I'm leaving the link in the description. And if you would like a reading, please go to my website at Rabina.com. Peace and many blessings.